I'm one of those kind of people that needs total peace and quiet in order to sleep. When I was just a kid, I remembered many nights where my uncles and my grandfather and my dad would be playing pinochle downstairs at the dining room table. They'd be yelling and screaming about the rules and whether they were following them correctly, and then they would pound the meld down on the table. And I'd be trying to sleep upstairs and would jump at the first sound of either the pounding of the meld or them arguing about the rules of play. I needed total and complete silence to sleep. Growing up, I could never really study with the radio blasting or the TV on. Somehow, I needed peace and quiet to be attentive, to focus on what I was thinking or writing. You can imagine the consternation that I have sometimes when I'm watching cable TV. You know, the kind of television that has about 10 things going on the screen all at the same time. And now, instead of just a main picture and a trailer below, there are at least 4 or 5 things going on. Sports and financial news on the bottom left, weather from around the country on the bottom right, and if there's a weather warning, even more on the screen. I get overwhelmed just thinking about it. And we wonder why so many people today suffer from attention deficit disorder. Daily in our lives, we are bombarded with so many influences and distractions, so many voices which try to affect our thinking, our decisions, and our frame of mind. Music and movies and television and talk and radio and politics and religion, all clamoring for our hearing. Different theories and approaches and opinions threaten to leave us more confused than when we began. And even the church finds herself influenced by the world, albeit negatively at times. We begin to be subject to ideas that permeate our culture. Left to our own thinking, we can choose our own rights and wrongs, our own creeds and beliefs. But over the noise, the cacophony of news and popularity, there is one sure and certain voice. It is the voice of Jesus Christ. It is the voice of the shepherd. To those who know him, his voice is different than all others. It is a stable and a comforting voice in the world of so much anguish and despair and frenzy. The thieves and strangers are not interested in our spiritual welfare, only profit and position. Quick fixes, easy solutions, slick promises never come from the shepherd. The shepherd brings peace and deep joy and gratitude and a sense of awe and wonder. The shepherd doesn't leave us alone to find our own way. Rather, the shepherd leads first, walks in front of us, protects us from strangers, leads us to safe pastures, gives us life, and as Jesus says today, life most abundantly. How comforting the words of Jesus when he refers to himself as the shepherd must have been to the disciples and to the early church. When confusion, doubt, fear threatened to overwhelm them, the image of Jesus as Good Shepherd must have brought tremendous peace. Over the years, I have come to a deeper understanding of how to pray. I used to think that it was all about me talking, and what I spoke to God were the most important words. I have come to realize that the best form of prayer is to truly listen and to be attentive, to allow the God to speak to my heart, to be able to put out all other noise, and to listen to the God who lovingly speaks my name. I try to tune everything else out, try to practice silence and be still. It is one of the most difficult and yet essential things I do. In this Easter season, we continue to proclaim the resurrection of Jesus Christ and its transforming power. To hear the voice of the resurrected shepherd, we have to know it, be familiar with it. His voice is heard not only in the commotion of daily life, but in the calm of quiet prayer. When we can hear God lovingly pronounce His name, we can more easily distinguish it amidst the noise and the voices that clamor for our attention. Trends will come and go, empires rise and fall, and the latest development quickly becomes yesterday's news. But in the midst of life's countless changes, the shepherd's voice keeps us on the right road and safe under his care.